I need to check and see who all was supposed to be in here. That's not the right place. Hi, Jennifer. So let's look and see. Sarah, who else was supposed to be on camera with you? Sarah's having camera difficulties, so I'm going to be Sarah's face, and Sarah's going to answer your questions. I don't live in Canada, so I can't help. Oh, no one. It was all you. Okay. So just type your questions right there for Sarah in the chat. And we have two Sarah Dunns. She's Sarah without the E on the end of her name. And she can help you guys find places to buy Krabby supplies in Canada. I'm still kind of... Oh, Courtney wrapped up. Okay. Great. Robin, so this one's just for Canadian people, so there probably won't be as many people in here as there will be in the research session. But we had a request for this, so we added it to the schedule. That's what we do. We roll with the punches. I took my hair down, and now I'm not sure I'm crazy about having it down. I feel like it's too hot in here. Oh, and I've got a gap in my bangs. And your internet's lagging. So let's start with shells. Let's say I'm Canadian and I need to find some shells. And shipping is really expensive from the United States. So where are some places that we Canadians could find shells? I should have eaten some lunch. I kind of forgot to eat lunch today. Now I'm getting hungry. Shells is probably the biggest one that we get asked about, I think. Mm-hmm. So Michael's, which is, I believe, the same as the Michael's Craft Store here in the States. And Kijiji, is that how you say that? Kijiji? Kijiji, which is, I think, similar to our Craigslist or similar to Gumtree in Australia. Craigslist, but better. What is on my screen? I think one of the big challenges is Canada's huge and the crabbers are spread far apart. One thing that I've suggested, but I don't think it will work for you guys because, like I said, you live too far apart, but there are wholesale websites that would, I'm sure, ship to Canada, but you would have to order like $100 worth of shells, but potentially you could go together with somebody, order a large wholesale order, and then, divide them up, but you would have to be kind of within distance to meet up with each other and, divide them up, that kind of thing. Because if you then if you just ship them to Canada and then ship them across Canada, then, you're double paying for shipping. Find a buddy and split costs. And some of the other retailers in the US will ship to Canada, but it's just really expensive and shells are heavy. If you're close to the border, maybe you could you could be a shell mule and come across the border and do some shopping and take your shells back. We'll do all kinds of things for our crabs. Yeah, we have some, like, I think Ken will. I'm going to put my hair up because it's bugging me. I can't stop fussing with it. Ken will ship to Canada, but you have to pay the actual shipping costs. That's the problem. So that's, and maybe if you vacation someplace that would be a shell rich place, like when we went to the Caribbean, we were able to pick up Triton shells down there that were dirt cheap, and they are super expensive here. Abby, this session is specifically for people who live in Canada. No, I have the hiccups. And need to know where to buy supplies. And shipping costs are very, very high. Oh, are you in Canada too? Okay. So take note of your fellow Canadians here. Swap email addresses, see who's close by, see if you can do a bulk order on shells or supplies and reduce your costs. Now, I know some of our friends over in Indonesia also will do shell orders, but again, you have to do a large order, but international shipping on a large order might not be that much worse than shipping a small order from the States, unfortunately. One of the places that I buy from, let me see if I can find you a link here. Our go-to guy in our Facebook group is Ken Lipe, who is the shell store down in Florida, and he attended CrabCon last year live and brought us shells and has helped find baby shells. He supports our community really, really fantastically. So a lot of us buy from him, and he will ship to Canada. I'm going to just pull up the place I buy wholesale. Nope, I don't live in Canada. Sarah Dunn, who is here in the chat, is a Lycos local rep in Canada, and she's having internet issues. So I'm the face of Sarah and sort of facilitating our chat here, just so that you know that we're here and this is a guided chat. Technical issues just happen. We're just going to roll with it like we do everything else. Okay, so I'm going to paste this into chat. So Atlantic Coral Enterprises is one that does bulk ordering. I think it's a minimum US $100 to get your order. But I've had really good luck with them, and I've ordered quite a few shells. Sometimes I do the scallop shells. I used to give those away in all of my store orders, those little colored scallop shells because they're so pretty. And I've ordered great big fox shells from there. They had those on clearance and they were so cheap. I'm like, I have to get some of these, especially the jumbos, because jumbo shells are very, very expensive and harder to find. And some of my species like Brevimanus and Violacens do like the long pointy shells like a fox shell. And I've seen purple pinchers wear them also. Oh, well, see, there's two of you that are town neighbors. You guys could easily go in on a shell order together and split the cost of shipping and stuff. I've I've tried to convince Sarah, but I know she just doesn't have the time. It would be really great if we could get somebody to open some kind of store in Canada who could manage to import or buy shells in bulk and then resell in Canada, because there's just nobody there. Let me see if I can find. I'm going to look in the CSJ directory to see who else is there. And this is why we have local reps, because I can't answer questions about Canada. I can't answer questions about Australia or Indonesia. So we try to find a reliable source that understands our methods, is interested in helping and sharing and helping others. They apply to become a local rep and they become your local resource. How to get fresh seafood without the packing salt. Do you not have like a fresh fish market or something? The salt itself, if it's just salt, like sea salt or table salt, that on a food like that isn't necessarily harmful. What's harmful about salt, specifically table salt, is it has anti-caking agents added to it, and anti-caking agents are desiccants, which means it dries out. So if it's a little bit on the outside of the food, I would just wash it off and it should be fine. You need to cook your seafood. Any kind of shellfish needs to be cooked so that you don't transmit diseases. What about things like EcoEarth and sand? Naples is another good one that's been around for a long, long time in our community. I didn't know that they ship to Canada, but that's good to know. Dang it, I must have cleaned up some stuff and broke a bunch of these pictures. Let me find, open in a new tab, open in a new tab. I'm not sure what TSC is. Oh, yep, so Naples does ship international. Now, when you're on I'm going to send you the link. When you're on the Naples site, you do need to make sure that you're in the hermit crab section. That's the only place where the shells are measured by the opening. On the rest of the website, the shells are measured by total shell size. And then they do have them divided by the D-shaped openings and the round openings. And then we have Ken Lipe. And Ken is running a CrabCon deal on shells. If you go into the vendors. Oh, is it like a hardware store? Green sand from hydroponics. They would also have worm castings there. Green sand and worm castings are actually marketed for your garden. So you need to find a garden center or a garden store to get those two items. They do have it on Amazon, but the shipping is still outrageous. Home hardware for worm castings, okay. What about EcoEarth? The shredded coconut pith, coconut fiber, has so many names. Core. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. Aussie style core. PetSmart. Okay, so you have PetSmart up there. Do you guys have Petco or Pet Supplies Plus, anything like that? The problem with the chains is the shells are always the wrong kind. I don't know why they, because they don't know and don't care. They sell the worst possible shells. Big Owls, that's Reptile Part in the store. Pet Value, just PetSmart. Petland. Petland's bad too. Mm-mm. What about lights? Where do you buy your lights? Same places at the PetSmart, Pet Value. I found at. Do you guys have Walmart? Oh, I'm so American. I apologize. Reptiles are us. So Walmart has the long tube lights. They sell them as like an under the counter light, but I also found one that fits my 10-gallon tank light hood that is meant to be a grow light for plants. And I put that on the baby tank. It definitely does grow stuff because I had algae growing. Very pretty algae. Yeah, it's hard to avoid those chain stores. Like we don't want to do business with them because of the way they treat their crabs. But if you have no other choice but to buy there, you got to do what you got to do. 3 bricks of E for $9. Yeah, that's kind of a common. Uh, so just a fluorescent non-heat emitting light is like a full spectrum light is fine. Incandescent, I think, puts off a little bit of heat. Um, you should watch the talk. If Ash, I think that you have the ticket that allows you to rewatch. We had a lighting talk that will blow away anything that I could tell you about lighting because I just know just the tiniest little bit. I did get UVB for my crabs, but I know those bulbs have since expired and I've taken them out and I really need to sit down and watch that talk again and absorb what Laura was teaching us about lighting so that I know that I'm getting it right. Robin, that's an excellent thing to do too. Just the stores that only sell the supplies and not the animals. And it's frustrating that even the ones that sell just supplies don't always have the right stuff. But manufacturers are the ones to blame. They're the ones making the wrong products. The store has to have something to sell, and they can only buy what's out there available to them. So the manufacturers need to provide us with better products. What other things do you have questions about finding Critter Jungle? Buy the ones that come with the fixtures. That's the way these were. They're a combo. It has 3 colors of LED in it, and then the UVB, and it's all in one thing, and it came with all the bulbs and everything in it. Yes, Cenobita Canada and Canadian Chubby Crab have food, and I think I know Cenobita Canada has the hanging pods and the baby pods and a lot of crocheted items. I'm guessing salt you also would get at your pet store. In our Facebook group, we have a spin-off group that's our buy, sell, trade group. And, maybe You guys want to swap amongst each other, swap food for decor and things like that. Yeah, I know people who have done that also, that they like know somebody who lives just right across the border in the US, or they like pay for a post office box or something right there, and they'll have their stuff shipped there, and then they'll just drive across the border and get it and go back. Chalawood from Aquarium Direct CA. I know Courtney will also ship her Chalawood to you. If you're an international buyer during CrabCon, you just have to reach out to her directly on Facebook or private message through Hopin while the site is up, and she will work with you to arrange for international shipping of her products, so that you don't, because she said Etsy messes up the shipping cost. Feather addictions for different natural products. Okay. So maybe you guys can have like a giant shipping crate of shells delivered to Mary's house. I like broke so many of these pictures on the store directory and did not even realize it. I feel very foolish. Yeah, and see the babies. That's really frustrating about not being able to get sand. Don't realize how good we have it sometimes. Does Amazon have like that local shipping locker thing up there? I don't understand why Amazon is like not more Canada friendly. Amazon doesn't like you. They just haven't found a way to make it profitable. Toys R Us and Walmart is a good place for play sand. Yeah. And it's possible if you contacted your local Walmart and asked them to place, tell them like that, oh, I'm going to need like 10 bags of play sand, that they could get it in for you and guarantee that you were going to have enough. If Jennifer, if the sand has already been pre-washed and it's sterilized for kids, there's like no reason to rewash it or anything like that. You just want to make sure it's dry before you start building your tank. Okay, that's fine. I think since I'm up in 5 minutes, I'm gonna jump off the camera because I need to go to the restroom. You're welcome. Bye, guys.